People who have listened to us for a while know that Chardonnay is not our favorite wine. Am I right?
True.
Well, that's only sort of true, Carmela.
Wait.
What we don't like are those super oaky Chardonnays, but we do love a good Chablis.
We do.
Yes, it is the surprising alternative we think will make you all believers that Chardonnay can be beautiful.
I'm a believer.
Hello, fellow wine dweebs, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast. I'm Joe, your sommelier of reasonably priced wine, and this is my wife and my wine pairing partner in crime, Carmela.
Okay, I will never call you guys dweebs.
Okay.
I don't know who came up with that, but I promise you I will never call you a dweeb.
And we are the Wine Pair. If you're new to our podcast, here's what you can expect. If you love wine and want to find great wines at affordable prices, and you want to expand your wine horizons, and you want to have some laughs and fun while doing it, then you're in the right place. Each week we explore a different wine varietal or style or brand or region of the winemaking world, and we learn about what makes them worth knowing about. And then we taste 2 to 3 of those wines that are reasonably priced to let you know if they're worth your hard-earned money. So if that feels like your vibe, then we're super happy
We're your tribe.
We are your tribe, and we're happy you're here. Mm-hmm. And we are proud to say that Decanter Magazine calls us fun, irreverent,
chatty,
and entertaining.
Okay, yeah.
You didn't like the dweebs.
Well,
you didn't
I feel
like dweebs.
Calling somebody a nerd
is okay.
But a dweeb?
Yeah,
I don't even like saying that
I don't even know
word.
what a dweeb really is.
In fact, our son on our anniversary, because we just celebrated a wedding anniversary, he, in his sweetness, says to us, "Happy anniversary, nerds."
Because we went to trivia.
Yeah.
Okay, on that whole dweeb thing, we got a great idea from our friends, the East Idaho Foodies on Instagram, on the whole, what do we name our tribe thing.
He thought dweebs, or she thought dweebs.
Yeah, that's right. They thought, and they think we should do a different one each week.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Kind of like this. And then just to make it extra fun, I think we're going to combine it with that sort of contest we've been running. And so if you sent us an idea, or you send us an idea and we use it on the podcast, we're going to put you on the podcast. So that includes people like Janine, who sent us like 5 ideas this week for what we could call our tribe. So for all of you who have already sent us ideas, stay tuned. I'll be reaching out to you, and we're going to figure out how to record you for like a minute and put you on the podcast. How's that sound?
That's amazing.
I think it'll be fun.
I want to see you do this.
I want to see me do it too. I got to follow through now. I'm putting pressure on myself.
Right. Holy cow.
Now, Carmela, for this week, we're covering a wine that I'm really surprised that we've never covered before in Chablis.
I'm actually shocked.
And again, we don't really like oaky Chardonnay. If you've listened to us, it's just kind of not our thing. Now, it can be your thing. It's fine.
Of course.
If it's your thing, like Chardonnay Shea, we're fine with you.
Woo.
But we thought that meant that we didn't like Chardonnay all up, right?
Right.
But as we've learned more about wine, Carmela, we found out that we really do like unoaked Chardonnay.
I think we've always known that, which is maybe that's why we haven't ever done it yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of surprised that we haven't. So maybe
today,
that's why we just know we're going to like most Chablis.
Yeah, so it's like not even a test. But maybe we won't like some of the wines we chose today, but we'll see. But before we get to Chardonnay, Carmela, it's time for Wine in the News this week.
Oh, God, you said that, and I was like, am I supposed to know something? Is this my line now? Like 2 scripted lines?
No, you don't have to know anything. Give us some feedback, peeps, out there in listening land if you like this. But, every week or most weeks, we'll probably add in this section about wine in the news that's kind of interesting or controversial or just something we think we should, talk about.
Should we have like a little music segue? Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
I might do that.
Oh, my goodness.
Give me some time to figure this out now. God,
Wine in the news. I don't even know how it goes.
I got a lot to work on.
A lot of pressure. I know. Wow.
Okay, this week, Carmela, I ran across an article called Oaky, Earthy Umami. Here's why Japanese wine is all the rage.
Wow, and you can't find a lot of Japanese wine.
That's right.
At least we couldn't.
No, it's even in Japan, it was hard to find Japanese wine.
What I mean.
So we're going to talk about how Japanese wine is having a serious moment. But more importantly, we're going to talk about umami in wine and what does that mean and what do we think about that? How's that sound?
I'm down. Go for it.
Okay, so if you didn't know that Japan had a native wine industry, now you do, but there's a reason for it. Compared to famous wine regions in Europe and in the New World, Japan's wine industry is really small, and it doesn't have a super long legacy. But as Lindsay Gassick covers in the National Geographic article that I just mentioned, the perception is changing, and evidently changing pretty fast. And again, we have a link to this article in our show notes if you're curious. Lindsay says that over the past decade, the number of wineries in Japan has nearly doubled. It's now approaching nearly 500. And not only is the number of wineries growing, supposedly the quality is growing too. She says you can now find Japanese wines on Michelin-starred restaurant lists.
My goodness.
And some bottles are developing cult-like followings. Now, normally I would say don't get involved in cults.
Right. That kind of
Not
could
a good
be a
idea.
turnoff.
Right.
People.
You might think that, the leader of the cult can do no wrong despite what your friends and family
Just
say.
be careful. That's all we have to say. Be careful.
But cult wines, we can get into that.
Maybe.
Okay, now she says this, and this totally makes sense. The real change in the success of Japanese wine came when the Japanese winemakers stopped trying to imitate the wines of France and California and instead embraced their own terroir and ways of making wine, which I think is something that you see in a lot of newer wine regions. They try and make things that they think people will want. Like, stop trying to make Cabernet Sauvignon if it doesn't work in your area of the world. It's okay.
Right. Make it your own.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've been talking to some Virginia winemakers. They're big into Cabernet Franc. It works really well for them, right? So there you go. But back to Japan. It is said that some of the most exciting wines in Japan come from tiny, low-intervention wineries producing fewer than 10,000 bottles a year, which is part of the reason why Japanese wines are just hard to find. And domestically produced Japanese wine accounts for only about 4% of Japan's total wine consumption. So even in their own country, there's not a lot of Japanese wine. And many of the most sought-after bottles sell out in Japan before they would ever even make it overseas. So, and when they do, the prices are high. But again, these wines are often described as umami in a glass.
Weird.
That is weird.
I mean, I can see why, but it still seems a little odd.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want
Are they
that?
trying to sell? I don't understand.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what umami in wine might actually mean. We think about or talk about umami, or it's talked about as the fifth taste, along with things like sweet and salty. And by the way, if you didn't know, that whole different areas of your tongue have different tastes, that's all bogus. That's not a real thing.
Wait, what?
It's not a real thing.
Okay.
But
I'm trusting you then.
Trust me. I know. I'm like the interwebs myself.
Huh.
Umami is that savory taste sensation you get from things like mushrooms or Parmesan cheese or soy sauce or a steered steak. Now, in wine, you can get savory smells and flavors from the fermentation process or from extended aging in oak or from certain grapes. It's not unusual for wines to be described as meaty or even like wild game, especially wines like Syrah and Cabernet Sauvignon. But Carmela, here's what we need to talk about. Do you want umami in a wine, and do you think it's a real thing, or is it just something that they're attributing? Like, they're saying it's umami, even though because it's in Japanese wine, but if it were a wine from a different country, they'd use a different word. What do you think?
Perhaps. I mean, I don't know. Umami, it's like saying something's meaty. I'm not sure it's the first thing you think of that you want something to taste like when you're drinking wine. Like, when you were talking, I thought to myself, what if they started making like soda that had umami flavor?
Ooh, that would be really interesting.
I think would be. No, I wouldn't personally be interested. So it's the same, I don't know. I don't know. Although I'd be interested. I'd be curious. Yeah.
But I don't think I would go out of my way to want umami in wine. I'm just curious. Like, part of me thinks that if the same wine were in some other part of the world, I don't know that they'd say umami. I think they might say
I don't
meaty,
think so either.
Or so I wonder a little bit if it's
marketing.
If it's marketing or bias or something like, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just like, some of those things like quince and gooseberry. They're just coming up with something kind of clever
that fits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to hand it to them. It might just work.
I mean, it might be too that, when you're in a certain part of the world or eating certain types of cuisines, certain kind of flavors kind of come to mind more often.
Sure.
But you know what, Carmela? We're not here to talk about Japanese wine or umami or any of that stuff. We're here to talk about the great French wine made from Chardonnay called Chablis. And we have 2 Chablis wines that we're going to taste and review to see if they're worth your hard-earned money. But first,
you got to do our shameless plug.
So right. So thank you for listening to us and supporting our show. And if you haven't had the chance to do so yet, now would be the perfect time to follow or subscribe to our podcast and leave us a nice rating and review as a way to help us grow our listeners. And thanks to all of you who have done that already. And you can follow us at Instagram at The Wine Pair Podcast and on Blue Sky. You can contact us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. You can sign up for our email newsletter there. And you can also visit our shop wine and shop accessories section. So do that to help out and find great gifts and maybe help us out a little bit too, because, we don't charge you anything for this podcast. And we want to make content you care about and you like. So send us a note or DM us and give us some feedback or let us know if there's wines you want us to try or winemaking areas of the world that you're curious about or you wonder why we swear a lot. So we'll take care of it. You can just email me at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com. And as we do every week, we'll tell you someone we think you should recommend the Wine Pair podcast to, because the best way for us to grow listeners is when you tell your family and friends about us. And this week, we want you to recommend us to anyone who is a Chardonnay doubter.
Or somebody who swears too much.
Because Chablis just might knock their socks off.
Wow.
That was good. I really like how you did that.
Really?
Yes, that was excellent. Thank you, Carmela. I think that was...
Considering I don't swear at all, but...
Yeah. Now, let's spend some time... You don't swear at all.
Not really.
Anyway, let's spend some time talking about just what the Chablis is. And again, sorry for swearing, but this is an adult show about wine, and we do mark it as explicit. So if you're surprised by swearing, it's kind of on you. But I'm not, I'm digressing.
You're not bitter.
I'm not bitter or anything. The first thing you need to know is that, like a lot of French wine, Chablis is named for the place it's from, not for the grape, as you may have already guessed, because we've been talking about that it's made from Chardonnay. Chablis is the northernmost area of Burgundy in France and is relatively close to the Champagne region, which is kind of fun. And Chardonnay, as many of you know, is a key grape in Champagne, as is Pinot Noir, both from Burgundy. So there you go. The Chablis region of Burgundy, Carmela, has a cooler climate called semi-continental, and so the Chardonnay grapes that grow there do not get super ripe, and this leads to juice that is lean and high in acid. Most of the Chardonnay that's grown in Burgundy comes from regions that are farther south, and in those regions the grapes are less acidic and generally become riper because the weather is a little warmer.
Okay.
Now, Chablis is also unique in Burgundy because of the soils, which are known as Kimmeridgian limestone soils. And these limestone soils are found in other places like England and in the Loire Valley. And yes, I had to look up what Kimmeridgian meant, and it means the soils are made of ancient sea creature fossils and shells and other stuff.
Wow.
I know, kind of cool, right?
Really cool.
I mean, don't you think it'd be kind of fun to dig around and find a little, ancient creature?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm going. We're going. And then, although we've been told by science that soil does not actually impart flavor into wine, you can check out our mini-sode on that subject. Nonetheless, these soils do offer a unique base for the grapes to grow in, which is high drainage, and these grapes and wines are known to have minerality. So maybe minerality is a thing, maybe it's not a thing, maybe it's caused by the soil, maybe it's not, but it's there.
Okay, it's like the umami.
Umami.
Right?
Umami.
Somebody just put it in your head.
That's right, in your brain box.
I mean, maybe.
Could be. As we have been mentioning too, Carmela, Chablis is usually unoaked, which is what we think makes it so awesome.
Yes.
And so different from most Chardonnays you find in Burgundy or California and some other places where, frankly, we think there's too much oak used, but that's just us. And so rather than putting their wines in oak, winemakers in Chablis often use stainless steel. Now, if they do use oak, and some do use oak, they often use neutral oak, also known as used oak or older oak, which will allow some air into the wine, but avoid the heavy vanilla tones that are often in Chardonnay, which is usually oaked in new oak. So we're not saying, again, that they never oak their wines in Chablis, like some Grand Cru and Premier Cru winemakers do ferment in oak, but they use it more judiciously to add some complexity and texture, but not that buttered popcorn dipped in vanilla flavor that you might find in some Chardonnays.
Whole meal. I mean, vanilla flavored popcorn.
And sometimes you do say when we drink like a buttery Chardonnay, like it's a meal.
Right. It kind of feels that way sometimes.
Yeah. And even it's even like big in the mouth like that.
Right.
Chablis winemakers also often avoid malolactic fermentation, which reduces the acidity in a wine. So these wines can be remarkably fresh and even kind of tart, which is, again, a very different experience than what you typically think of for a Chardonnay. Again, in Grand Cru Chablis, you may find some malo. That's what the cool people call it, malo, for malolactic fermentation.
Not the dweebs.
Yeah, the dweebs, they will call it that. And to give the wines a little bit maybe more creaminess. And while it's super common for Burgundy Chardonnay to use aging on the lees, it's much less common in Chablis. So your question, Carmela, may be, what does all of this add up to?
Oh, boy.
Was it 27?
I'm not good at math anyway, so
56?
that's why I would ask.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, something we've found really surprising and fun, and again, changed our minds about Chardonnay, is Chablis is known to be a crisp, lean, dry, lighter-bodied wine with high acidity and lots of minerality.
Ooh, I just love that whole description.
Yeah, and the other thing that I found most surprising, we both found most surprising, is how fruity the wine can be. Because you don't tend to think of these super oaky Chardonnays as particularly fruity.
No.
Right?
Which is what we kind of miss.
I agree, miss the fruit. I totally agree.
The dryness. I mean, there's a lot of things we miss when we have a Chardonnay, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I do think, like, if you give somebody one of these wines and you don't tell them it's a Chardonnay, I think they would be really surprised to find out that it is made from Chardonnay grapes. But these are not going to be your rich, heavy, kind of cocktaily wines like those oaky Chardonnays. Again, no judging. If you like them, you like them. It's fine, but they're just different.
Right. Well, it's like eggs. Chardonnay grapes are like eggs.
Okay, I'm really interested in this.
I don't know. My mind just started wandering, and I was thinking, it's how you handle the grapes, right? It's like how you handle eggs. That changes whether or not they're good for you or bad for you. Chardonnay, it's not about the grapes. I mean, give the grapes a break.
It's about the eggs.
It's about the eggs. No, but it's how you
make them.
Right. It's how you change them or what you do to them to make that particular wine.
Yeah, and also where they're grown.
Right?
I get it. So
I don't
eggs
know.
and
I
grapes.
don't know.
I like it.
For some reason, I was trying to make an analogy.
I like it.
Not sure if it worked, but
no, I'm with you. It worked for me. I want some eggs.
Now you're contemplating. Okay.
Now, back to Chablis and not eggs.
All right.
There are 4 different appellations in Chablis which are considered to be progressively better and more prestigious. So the bottom rung, still wonderful, we've had some great ones, is Petit Chablis, which has slightly different soils than the rest of Chablis. And then there's regular old Chablis. And then there's Premier Cru, which you often see as like 1er Cru, but it's Premier. And then Grand Cru. Now, some say that because of this lack of oak and malolactic fermentation and lees aging, Chablis is the purest expression of Chardonnay. You know, it's up for debate, but it is, you're not getting anything in the way of the fruit. And so, again, it's our preference, and we feel like it is a great way. It's at least a great way to experience Chardonnay if you've never had it that way before.
Okay. Kind of like a hard-boiled egg, maybe.
Exactly. Like if you've only had scrambled.
Manipulated. Right. I mean, there hasn't been butter added, oils.
You know what it's like?
Salt.
You're right. It's like a hard-boiled egg versus a deviled egg. You know, like
True.
oaky Chardonnay is like a deviled egg.
Right. I would say maybe so.
Okay.
Okay.
You like my analogy?
I do. You kind of just piggybacked on mine.
I did.
And
I
think it
piggybacked on your
works.
eggs. That's weird. Okay, for a little more background, so you can put this information in your brain box as well and wow your friends the next time you're out on the town with them or maybe going to a trivia night on your anniversary. The village of Chablis dates back to the Roman period, and they've been making wine there for thousands of years. But the more modern version of Chablis was developed by Cistercian monks in the 1100. And like we like to say, if you want some booze, just hang out with the monks.
Right.
They'll help you out. Now, there's a term used in Burgundy called climat or climat. I don't know how to exactly say it. C-L-I-M-A-T. And it stands for a precisely defined plot of land that's said to be very unique. So in Chablis, there are 47 climats that can show up on a wine label, 40 for Grand Cru and 77 for Premier Cru. So you may see names like Blanchot or Bougros or Leclos, and these are specific, very, very, very specific plots. Now, Chablis represents over 30% of the total white wine production of Burgundy. So it's a lot, of the white wine production in Burgundy. And within Chablis, only about 2% of the total production comes from Grand Cru. So if you find a Grand Cru, expect to pay some money, but you're going to get a really interesting wine. But you know what? That's enough information, Carmela. I think it's time to learn a little bit more about the specific wines we're drinking today. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Okay. So as usual, the wines we've chosen for this episode are under $25, and they should be relatively easy to find because I bought them both at wine.com. Now, to find Chablis, you need to go to a place with a decent wine collection. And of course, as we always say, your local wine shop can find you some, but let's just say they aren't going to have it at your local 7-Eleven, okay?
Okay. And they actually have a lot of 7-Elevens in Japan. Not that it has anything.
The connection is uncanny. And you know what else they have that are really good in 7-Elevens in Japan?
What?
Egg salad sandwiches.
True. And you know what? An egg salad sandwich and a Chablis.
It's coming around.
It would be amazing.
It's so good.
It would be amazing.
Umami. Anyway, if you can't find a Chablis or an egg salad sandwich, you can always look for an unoaked Chardonnay.
Can we just say for a minute and talk for a minute?
Okay.
About
we
just
can
for
talk.
a second.
Let's talk.
Can we just give a little bit of credit to these 7-Elevens in Japan?
They're unlike anything you've ever been to. They are the greatest stores on earth.
You might be able to find a Chablis there.
Yeah. I would not doubt it a bit. But the quality of food is unbelievable.
It's amazing. We don't have to talk on it very long, but we were talking about Japan.
I'll tell you what. When we took our trip to Japan last fall, we went to 7-Eleven or some Lawson's or one of those like every day.
Daily.
And when I went back to Japan in the spring, trust me, every day I went to 7-Eleven.
Yes. And what do we do when we're here? We never go to 7-Eleven.
Never.
We kind of avoid it sometimes.
It's kind of scary sometimes.
Kind of sketchy.
Okay, anyway, the first wine we're going to be drinking today is the 2023 Vieux Clocher Chablis. Now, there wasn't a ton about this wine that I could find out, and I think these guys don't even have an Instagram presence, which is like, Are you even a thing if you don't have an Instagram? I'm like, come on. But I can tell you it is 100% Chardonnay and 12.5% alcohol. And according to the website Touton, which is a website I found, the estate vineyards are as old as 50 years, and they use some organic methods like organic manure, but it's not clear if this is an organic winery or not. Okay. And the final blend for the wine comes from 4 different vineyard parcels, and the wine is fermented in stainless steel, but that's about all I could find out about them. So let's go to our second wine, which is the 2023 Thomas Labille Chablis. Now, a few things stand out about this wine, in addition to the fact that they had a kind of a tech sheet which I could use. First, the winery claims to be sustainable, and the wines they produce are vegan. So I think there is a lot of organic, vegan, a lot of sustainable winemaking in that area of in Chablis. The wine has a bit of oak on it, and it has some lees aging. So I think it's going to be a little bit different than maybe a typical, what we would expect typically from a Chablis, but I think this will be a good comparison.
True.
Like with a little bit of
Why
oak.
did you choose that?
Because it was wine.com and it was the right price. I mean, quite frankly, that's why I chose it.
Okay.
But I think this will be a good comparison.
Well, it could be a good compromise with a Chardonnay lover. Like it should be Chablis and Chardonnay lover getting together.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's try and remember and see what we think when we start tasting it.
Okay.
They do age the wine on a lees for 15 to 18 months, which is a long time. They use neutral oak, which again is used oak. So in addition to stainless steel, so it's not going to be super oaky, but I bet with the lees and some oaking, you'll have some creaminess and some texture in the wine.
Okay.
They also say the wine is made in the traditional style to keep the purity of its fruit, and they are trying to make a wine with some freshness and some texture, like I just said. And according to one website, the wine has searing acidity, no tannin, and is very dry, but has medium body. So this could be right up our alley.
Yeah, interesting.
But you know what? That's enough information, Carmela. We need to get to drinking. So if you have a Chablis or an unoaked Chardonnay or any other wine at all, or a glass of eggs.
Wow.
Just drink along with us and tell us about your tasting notes.
Ooh.
Okay?
Okay.
And we'll be right back. Okay, we are back and we are ready to try our first wine. This is Le Vieux, Levieux Clocher Chablis. It's from Chablis, France. It's a 2023 vintage. It was $22.99 at wine.com, 12.5% alcohol, 100% Chardonnay, and I couldn't find any professional ratings or even on Vivino, so we'll be the rating and reviewers for this wine. What do you say?
Perf.
Okay, well, the color of the wine, you said something kind of funny.
Well, I first just said that it looked like a Chardonnay to me. It's pretty dark. It's, it's kind of golden, but it almost gave me like a egg yolk vibe.
Oh.
I just have eggs on the brain. I don't know why. Egg brain.
It's straw, lemony colored, very pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But it almost, maybe it's in my head a little bit. But it almost does have a little, feels like maybe a little viscosity in it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
A little thick. Mm-hmm.
Let's smell it. I didn't do the 2020 rule, so I feel like it hasn't opened up yet. I didn't take it out 20 minutes before, which I should have because it's very cold. But Any sense you're getting?
Well, I think there is. A lot of times I get like that brioche out of the gate, a little yeasty. But I think there's some peach or apricot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Apricot's good. A little apple, a little lemon. It's very fruity. Yeah, I'm getting that. It's like a tart apple, like a green apple, I feel like I'm smelling.
That's pretty different, though, than, what I was saying in some ways.
A little bit of tropical fruit, too, like a little pineapple or mango or something.
Yeah, I would say a little bit of pineapple. Almost like a canned pineapple, like that syrupy.
Yeah.
Sometimes we say that, the syrupy, when you get those little cup of fruits, and sometimes there's pineapple and peach, and I think it has a hint of that.
I think it's got a really nice bouquet. It's got a really nice smell to it. Well, let's try it and see what we think.
Okay.
That is a good wine. That is a
really nice. It's not, you know what? It's very flavorful, but it's not oaky.
It's not.
It's very flavorful.
It's got lemon. It's like lemony tart, but it has some grip on the end. I think it does have a little tannin on it. A little bitterness on the end.
A little bitter, a little pithy.
But also a little, and I think this is in my head, but a little bit of like stone or seashell or something. There's a little bit of salinity in it.
Yes, I think so.
It's a nice wine. It's fruity. I'm getting a lot of lemon, but I'm getting a little bit of tropical fruit, a little orangey too in it. So it's nice, crispy, lean. It's not super duper lean. Like it has a little bit of body.
No, I think it does.
Yeah,
absolutely. I don't think it's like thin at all. I think it's medium bodied.
Okay, I buy that. Ooh, I'm liking this wine a lot.
What would you eat with this wine?
This is a versatile wine. I think this is a versatile wine. For sure, seafood. Like kick butt on seafood.
For sure.
Whether it's, my go-to spaghetti con vongole, which I had many times in Italy. I do think
shellfish
should be good.
Scallops too, like little, sauteed scallops with a butter sauce.
I think something really like that salty sea taste would taste really good. This is going to go great with spicy foods. Fried chicken it would be amazing with. Fried fish would be amazing with. But I think like pasta dishes, lighter pasta dishes, it would do really well.
Yes.
Even I think it'd be really nice with a pesto, garlicky foods.
Yes, I agree. Shrimp scampi, like
a white pizza.
Spaghetti with shrimp would be so good.
Ooh, yes. Oh. Fried or grilled shrimp.
And fish and chips.
I think so too. I think it's a very versatile wine. I think it's very food friendly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to rate it. As a reminder on our rating scale, we rate on a scale of 1 to 10. We don't give any half points. 7 and above means we're going to buy it. 4 below means we're going to pour it down the sink. And a 5 or 6 means we're going to drink it, we're going to finish it, but we won't buy it. But if you serve it to us, we're not going to complain.
No.
What rating are you giving this wine?
I'm giving it at least an 8.
I'm going 9. It's really, really I think
this is right up our alley.
It's excellent.
And it's also kind of an elegant wine, or a little fancier.
Oh yeah, the bottle is kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's got a great look to it. It's a nice wine.
A nice
Even though they don't have an Insta,
wine.
They don't have an Insta, these folks. But you know what? They should, because they're really good.
Yeah, I do feel like, though, this is definitely worthy of like a nice dinner party or a holiday.
If you brought this to, first of all, again, this is a wine. If you served it to somebody and you said, guess what wine it is, I don't think they're going to guess it's a Chardonnay. And the second is a great gift, like a dinner party, like what a housewarming gift.
Right. Agree.
Okay. You're going to change your rating, or you're going to keep it?
Let's keep it at an 8.
I like it.
We'll see what happens
with the
next one.
Okay, we're going to take a break and try our next wine.
Okay.
Okay, we're back and we're ready to try our second wine. This is the Thomas Labille. It's Labille Chablis. It's from Chablis, France. It's also 2023 vintage. It was $25.97. So I lied in the beginning. I should have said on average, these are under $25. I got it at wine.com. It's 12.5% alcohol as well. It's 100% Chardonnay. I couldn't find any professional ratings, but Vivino gave it a 4.1, which is above 4 on Vivino seems like a big deal. Color, right off the bat, you said lighter, and I totally
agree. It's lighter. This one looks lemony to me.
It does. It's I think lemony is a good description.
What else do you think in color? I mean, it's golden, but it's light. You know, it's just not as, and it doesn't have the same looking viscosity as the last one.
I agree. All right, what are you smelling? Ooh,
it's nice. Mm-hmm. This one definitely has citrus, like lemon on it, for sure, for me. It's just overall, it's like here, this one's been open for a little bit longer. But
it was out a little bit longer.
Right. But the flavor or the scent is more tamped down. It's not, the other one was a little more fragrant.
Aromatic,
Right, but very nice. Almost a little, this is going to be weird. I almost feel like there's like a little mint leaf on it, though.
Ooh, I like that a lot. A little herby. I like that.
Do you think that you smell it, though?
Sure, I buy that. Maybe a little basilico, a little basil.
Yeah.
But I'm getting peach on this one more than the last one. And maybe even a little melon. Like almost a little cantaloupe or something on it.
I think you're right. Cantaloupe for sure.
It's nice, though. Mm-hmm. I think we might go 2 for 2 here. Let's see what it tastes like.
Okay. What was that?
It was supposed to be a drum roll, but it didn't. That's stupid.
It's a great wine.
Wow.
This is nice.
And you know what? I think you can taste a little bit of that lees, and it's got a little bit more complexity in it.
Yeah, but it is so like gentle though too. I don't think it's as pithy as the first one was amazing. It was awesome, but I think this is not as bitter. This is a little smoother.
This is what I would call an elegant wine.
Okay,
don't you think?
Yes,
elegant
for sure.
It's excellent.
Mm-hmm. It's lemony.
It's lemony, but it's got more orange in it. It's got a little pineapple in it.
Even grapefruit.
I can also
citrus.
And I can get some of that melon on it as well. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little more honeydew than cantaloupe, but it's got like kind of that juicy melon taste too. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Ooh, I just think they really knocked it out of the park. Or you knocked it out of the park with these 2 choices.
Yeah. There's almost a little bit of perfuminess, like flowery kind of on it as well. I'm getting almost like, they talk about white flower. I don't even know what the hell a white flower looks or smells, or I know what it looks like. But like I'm getting kind of a flowery kind of sense to it.
Bit floral.
I would agree. Complexity. This is a beautiful wine. Really nice wine.
We just really, how are we going to decide what we're going to drink?
I love Chablis, bruh. All right, what are you going to eat with this mofo?
I think...
I'm swore again.
A lot of the same things, but I think you could do it's a little like you could do a little more of like white flaky fish. You could, the other one was was big, like it kind of, I felt like it was more medium bodied, and this one is a little bit more delicate, like you said, a little more elegant. So you can do a flaky fish. You could do like a lobster tail. Oh God, now I want fish. Wow. Forget the eggs.
Yeah, no more eggs. I'm telling you what this would go really well with too. Asian foods, like Indian foods, curry.
Ooh.
Like with a curry.
I also think like cutlets. Like you could do.
Oh, man.
Like with a lemon drizzle.
A schnitzel.
It would be really good.
It would be really good.
Right. I agree.
Like my mom used to make those little veal cutlets.
They're so
man.
good.
Oh, man, I miss that. Oh, Grandma Marie. Okay, Carmela, what rating are you giving this wine?
I think I am bumping both of them up to 9s.
You're going to give them both a 9?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I'm giving it a 10.
Woo!
I just think it's a fantastic wine.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I am tempted to bump this up to a 10.
Honestly, would you buy this wine?
Oh, man.
Would you serve
Every
this
day.
Wine?
Yep.
Would you drink this wine?
I'm drinking it.
If somebody gave you a choice of, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just think this is a fantastic wine.
Great wine.
Like this is the kind of wine that makes me feel like I wish like I had a whole bunch of it.
You just are happy you're alive.
I'm just happy you exist. You give off such kind energy. Do you know that Carmela and I don't know tell this story, but we were in an ice cream shop and the woman was so nice behind the counter. She said we had kind energy and she was happy we existed.
And we can't
and she didn't even care that we swore.
Right. And we can't help but tell everybody we know about that story because it hit us right in the heart.
Let's just put it this way. Carmela gets a lot of comments like that about kindness and sweetness. And
I don't know. That was a big one.
Nobody ever has said that about me. Ever.
That is a lie. You do have kind energy.
Okay, Carmela, which of these wines are you finishing tonight? This is a tough one.
I would have either no problem.
But you got to choose one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, this one. The second one. What about you?
Probably because I give it a 10 versus the other one a 9, but I would be happy with either of them.
Yes, me too.
All right, let's talk about the taste profiles expected from Chablis. In general, dry and crisp, with minerality like saline and chalk. Flavors of lemon, grapefruit, star fruit, and green apple accompanied by white flower aromas.
Wow.
Okay. The Le Vieux. Again, couldn't find out a lot about it, but the winery said this. This wine is highlighted by distinctive flavors of apple and peach, supported with mineral notes. With well balanced with a long and subtle finish. The Labille, the place called Vino Vos, said this wine is known for its crisp acidity, vibrant minerality, and refreshing citrus flavors. On the nose, it offers enticing aromas of green apple, lemon zest, and wet stones. On the palate, a well-balanced combination of zesty citrus fruits, such as lemon and grapefruit, with a touch of white peach. The acidity provides a refreshing backbone, while its mineral notes add complexity and depth. Broad mouthfeel. Let's see. This is a versatile wine. Corking Wines said offers a bright, expressive bouquet dominated by zesty lemon, crisp green apple, and white blossom aromas. On the palate, layers of citrus fruit seamlessly balanced by flinty mineral notes and a subtle saline edge. Its clean, linear structure is complemented by a supple, almost silky texture leading to a long, invigorating finish. They said a textbook Chablis that showcases finesse, freshness, and precision. I totally agree. It's it's one of the better wines I've ever tasted.
Yeah, I agree. We could drink this all day. Wouldn't be smart. But...
No, but we could do it. What's your verdict on Chablis?
Oh, you know what? You didn't have to ever convince me.
Terribly underrated, I think. Not for, I guess, wine nerds, wine dweebs know about it, but you don't hear people talking about Chablis.
No.
And
my dad likes Chablis.
It is one of my very favorite wines. I think and I'm not just because it's from Burgundy, I'm a Burgundy nerd. I just think it's a fantastic wine, and it is totally underrated.
Yeah, it's a good one.
If you've never had Chablis, it's time to open up your mind.
Right.
If you haven't had it for a while, it's time to buy some.
Yeah, I agree.
And really, if you have a friend who's like all Chardonnay, whatever, just have them try a Chablis and see what they think.
I'm telling you, it's a great compromise, and you will win.
You'll win. You'll win. Okay, Carmela, it's time for us to go, but before we do, we want to thank you very much for listening to us. And if you haven't done so yet, now would be the perfect time to follow or subscribe to our podcast and leave us a nice rating and review. And again, thank you to everybody who's done that. It's a really great way to support us for free. We also love to hear from you and learn about wines you want us to taste and review. You can leave a message for us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. You can join our email newsletter there. And you can also reach out to us at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com or DM us on social media, and we always respond. And with that, we're going to sign off. So thank you once again. We'll see you next time. And as we like to say, life is short, so stop drinking shitty wine. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Always think too much. Always drink too much. Always pray too much. Always pray too much. too much.